Hey guys, I'm just gonna go through my bullet journal today. It's actually supposed to be a July flip through, but since I started in July, I thought I'd, just show you how I started my bullet journal and just, the front few pages, the index and whatnot. So right here we have my cover page, which is like a word that I thought was quite, inspirational for this year. And then I have just my year at a glance. I actually started this in July, but I did add the first 6 months as well, just because it might be useful and I thought it looked better. So yeah. And then right here we have my second kind of year, and I've put in the 6 months left of this year, and I've added just dates that were important along with and then with other just notes and reminders, just so that when I'm planning my say September month in my book, I just refer back to this and I'm going to add this all in just to make sure I don't forget anything. Yeah, and right here I have my Calendex, which I got from Boho Berry. It was an idea I got from Boho Berry, which kind of merges a calendar and index together. But I don't think I'm using it currently. I'm just not sure what to do. I suppose it looks good, it does, and I'll try to use it a bit more. I just haven't been particularly busy since it's summer, so it's quite empty right now. And right here we have my July cover page, which I just did in a brush pen, kind of glitter pen, and then just colour pencils around this. And I just thought it was quite nice to do a cover page at the start of each month, just kind of put breaks in between, months at a time, so that I know where each month starts and each month ends, and it's also just a good kind of way to doodle in my bullet journal. And yeah. And here I have my July monthly spread. So I just put a calendar for my monthly tasks on the side, and this way I can just quickly transfer anything from my previous year at a glance into this based on the month, and just add in events when they come up as well. And yeah, I can highlight certain special events, and it's just a useful way of seeing what I have to do that month. And right here in the spending roll, you can see it's not particularly colourful. This was at the start of the bullet journal. I just hadn't learned how to work colour into it yet. You can see further on that I do, buy a pack of colour pencils and whatnot, so it gets a bit better. And right here's my tracker. So I've added in just a few habits I thought I wanted to work on, just see how I was doing, how regularly I did it each day throughout July. And some of them are pretty good, like drinking 8 glasses of water, I do pretty much every day, eating a regular meal times, because I'm actually all for that now actually. By tracking it, I was much more aware of it, and I improved on it a lot more. But there were some things like putting moisturiser on, I just didn't do all month. So yeah, I've actually taken that out this month because I just didn't think it was ever going to happen. So I'm also in quite a warm climate now, so I don't really need to moisturise. It's more like the opposite. And right here we have my first weekly spread. I thought I'd do weekly spreads instead of dailies, just for the summer, just because I wouldn't have much work, and it's quite a nice condensed way of just putting everything I have done to do down. And yeah, so here I have my water tracker at the bottom of each day, and then I have my week and the weekend taking up half the space of a regular day. And I have my weather forecast here. First 4 days before weather in Oxford, and then I flew back to Singapore, and that's why it changes quite dramatically from Thursday to Friday. And then I have my I have my to-do, and I've got my notes as well, just for like to put down tasks and whatever note taking I had to do that month. And then I've got just a little doodle here that my sister did for me. And right here I've got my books to read, my favourite books. So right here I've just put down everything that I really wanted to read. I've got it all on my Kindle. And whenever I read it, I'm just going to colour it in and put a few stars according to how I enjoyed the book. And, you know, if I did really like it, I'd probably move it to my favourite books and kind of experiment and I'll probably draw more. Yeah, I just like how this spread turned out, just because it's, rather than just listing all the books, it's quite a nice visual way to lay everything out. And here I have my waiting on page, so everything that I've ordered online, just to make sure I don't miss anything. And I just colour it in where it comes. So you can see some of them just haven't come at all. It's really frustrating, but you know, at least I know to keep an eye out for it. Or to, you know, make sure that they just don't send it to me. Yeah. And right here, my shopping list. In the supermarket, and also just some stationery for my bullet journal, of course. So, yeah, I've did a little doodle here. And right here, I've got my meal ideas, so I've just put the main kind of star of the dish right on top. And I've put all the different dishes I can make on the red, just so that, for example, if I've got loads of potatoes in the fridge, I can make all of these. I've got a load of sweet potatoes, I can make all of these. And, you know, I'm going to add to it more as I further out dishes that I like. But since I'm going to be cooking myself next month, I thought, you know, in third year, I get my own kitchen, so it'd be quite a nice way to kind of make sure that I get a variety of foods and don't have to, you know, repeat the same 3 dishes every day. So, yeah, and this is my second week. So instead of doing it spread across, I'm going to condense it all to one page and put everything else on this page. And I added a meal planning section just so that I can kind of prep for meal planning in university and just get used to that. Yeah, I've also got my water tracker. I have a lot more on it this week than I was last week, so that's good. A bit more busy this week as well because I just come home and I was just cleaning up my room things. And right here I've got an itinerary for Singapore because my boyfriend was visiting me, and you know, just wanted to make sure we did things and weren't too bored. And yeah, we didn't exactly follow this very well, but you know, it's just kind of a brainstorming page, I guess. And here's my wish list. So I've just put down the things that, you know, I really want since my birthday's coming up, Christmas coming up, and you know, if I want to buy something for myself, I just know exactly what I want, and I don't get distracted by things, you know, I just kind of like a few weeks. A few of these are quite like kitchen essentials for next year. Some of them are, you know, for my planner, like pens and stuff. And a few of them are just, you know, storage and things. I'm a bit of a storage nerd. And whatever I do get, I just highlight it off. And yeah, some of it's makeup and stuff. I've got makeup recently. I'm sorry if I'm mumbling. I do hope you can understand. Right here's my TV show tracker. So I've just put on the seasons and the title of the show that I'm watching and all the episodes there is, and then I'll just highlight it off just to make sure I don't miss an episode and just to keep on track really. And this is a really colourful page, I really like these. It's my cooking bucket list. So it's just a list of things I really want to try and cook or try and think of a, you know, vegan recipe for. So I've just put that down. I have done all of these and I don't really know how to take them off because I don't want to make it look bad. So it's more like a ideas kind of page more than a checklist, I guess. But yeah, and some of them got less kind of doodles with them, which I thought was quite cute. And right here we have my, I think, third week. I forgot to mention actually that you can see that I kind of messed up the name of the month on a couple of pages. I put April, May and June here, which is really silly. I didn't really realise it, and because I didn't really realise it when I was doing it, I just thought I'd leave it because it doesn't really matter too much. This is quite a colourful page. I put the weather in each one. I'm just kind of divided it up just to try something new. The meal planning section is still here. They've got a little doodling here, notes here. I got rid of the to-do, weekly to-dos entirely just because, I thought I could divide it up amongst each of the days and I didn't really need that section. So I just got rid of it. And this is just a doodle page and a little hand lettering practice, I guess. It's quite a nice break from all the wordy pages before. I like this. And then we've got my last week of July. I tried something new, just kind of dividing the page up really well with a little quote for the week. And I've still got my water intake tracker at the side, it's really badly here. And I've put the second column here as my meal planning. And I've put the little weather icons as well, but I've gotten rid of the temperatures, just because in Singapore the temperature's pretty much the same all year round. And yeah, so that's the end of my July kind of spread. And then we've got August here. If you want to look at what I've done for August, what I've set up for August, you can just look at the video. I'll link it below, and maybe in the video as well if I figure out how to do that. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!